What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock, what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to be talking about what's going on with the overall market and how this may affect NIO going forward. I'm also going to end the video by talking about what's going on with NIO's Twitter page, as we do have another big tweet that came out for NIO's future and many of their big moves. Now, before I break anything down about NIO, before I get into any details about the price action, what's going on with the overall market, and how that could affect NIO too, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner, so don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the MooMoo link down below and in the description. If you sign up for MooMoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed 10 free stocks, each worth $2,500. And the best part is, you could always sell these 10 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 2 weeks. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So when it comes to NIO's price action, I actually predicted this would happen today, and we ended up getting a close almost perfectly where I predicted it would be, around the 21.10 range. So very, very close. Besides that, I was pretty close about where it would get a nice balance and where this thing would kind of trade for the day. So it just shows that sometimes doing technical analysis can give you guys a good understanding of what's going on. Right now, the market is very, very unusual. All right. So right now, all right, let me actually pull up the fear and greed index. The market is almost greedy. The market's almost kind of like forgetting about the bear market, and it's getting excited. We're seeing a lot of big pushes out there. What's interesting, what's crazy, is the SPY keeps on breaking past resistance levels. It keeps on pushing up. The buyers keep stepping in, and we keep on seeing some pretty nice volume. If you look at the daily chart on SPY, check this out right here. It was respecting this rising wedge, but what you'll notice is we're getting pretty decent volume compared to what we saw the prior week and many days before. It's looking good. It just keeps on going and going and going. And that makes me think that it's not done from here yet. We could quite easily see the SPY hit the 430s relatively soon, as a lot of buyers are stepping in. And what's happening is, if you look at the algos, if you look at how the algorithms are trading the markets, the buyers are now appearing. It's almost as if this is very similar to what we saw when the market turned bullish. And does this mean that the market is just going to rally to all-time highs? I don't think it's going to happen that way. I do think that we're kind of overdue for a bit of a pullback, but it's a good sign, right? It's a good sign because the market's very future-looking, and the market's improving already before our economy really is. So before inflation even comes all the way down, the market's showing lots of improvement. So what I'm seeing is, looking at SPY, when this thing drops, the algorithms start buying. Hedge funds start buying. Big institutions are buying. They're becoming bullish. Now, could this be a trick that they're trying to get everyone bullish and excited before they yank us down? Sure. I do think the market is going to get yanked down excuse me, in a couple of weeks. But right now, it's not looking like we're seeing the signs of slowing down. The SPY just keeps going. It really looks like 430 is coming very, very soon. Now, what I also want to talk about is NIO. So how is this actually affecting the market? Well, we have all these gaps down here. The SPY is going to come down eventually, but right now it's not looking like it's ready just yet. If we look at the NASDAQ, same thing. This thing just keeps going. It's also respecting this rising wedge. And what's interesting is we just got another breakout again. Look at that candle. It looks pretty strong. So I just don't see this trend just straight up dying out of nowhere. It looks like we're going to see a slight continuation going into the upcoming trading week. And this could actually push a lot of the futures, a lot of the small caps as well, up even more. So for NIO, when I told you guys it's looking a lot better now, right after this $18.50 pullback, we're getting a bounce. We're starting to respect an uptrend. And what I'm looking for, let me see if I could find it. We have a gap around that 22 right over here, because this is where the candle closed, like up here. So we have a gap around the 22 range. I think if I show you guys a different time frame, it's going to be easier to see. Let me actually hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me hide my drawings. So going back right here. It's actually very clear now when I draw it like this. But anyways, NIO has a gap at $22.57. It looks like we're going to see this gap fill within the next week to 2 weeks. So NIO could make a move to the upside by 8 to 10%. Very possible. And with this market just continuing to rally, it's looking a lot better than before. That's my honest opinion. So for Monday, what I'm essentially seeing is we could see some sideways action because we're seeing the SPY just like really kind of like overbought in a way. You could actually argue that it might just cool off for just a couple of days here and there. Is it going to fill the gap? I can't guarantee it's going to come all the way down to 420 that quickly. It could do that in just one day and then get another nice bounce and continue from there. But what I was trying to say is it could actually drop down and test this trend line, get a nice bounce as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see the SPY in the 430s sometime next week. It still seems very possible. And the SPY looks really strong. We're seeing a lot of buyers step in. So the market might rally, and this is what could be a catalyst for NIO to push up. So how long is this going to last? I would estimate maybe 2 to 3 weeks. For another maybe 2 or so weeks, we could see the market continue to remain bullish, but I'm not going to put all my trust into it just yet. Because remember, the market makers want us to become greedy so that they could yank it down and start shorting when people least expect it. So it could be a trap. Maybe NIO goes as high as 22 to 23 bucks before getting a rejection. Sure. But this is a good move and this is an opportunity for people to make a lot of money. And at the same time, you got to be prepared for that potential rejection that may come later in the markets. I do see it coming for SPY, but I don't think it's going to lead us to going to all-time lows. I'm sorry, like lows of the year or anything like that. I'm not seeing that. It might look like the market is already priced in the bottom. And I mean, maybe the market doesn't go lower than what we already saw. I'm not seeing the major catalyst that would cause that yet, unless something else comes that's unexpected, such as lockdowns in another country like China. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, the market looks temporarily a lot better than before. We might see some nice price action from here. The last thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to this claim is what NIO put on their Twitter page. NIO stated that men are more likely to buy EVs and car makers are eager to diversify their base. But what will it take to close the gender gap? That's essentially what they're saying. This is just based off a study and statistics. But the point is, correlation does not mean causation, so we can't just put everything to that causation. But what I like about NIO is how they're always trying very hard to unite people, put things out there and work to improve the world in many different ways. They want to make their cars friendly for all people, regardless of what their genders are, regardless of what they want to do with their lives. And that's something I admire about the companies. That's essentially the point I was trying to make. I know this could kind of get twisted around in weird ways. I totally understand that, but that's a good thing that NIO's doing. So anyways, my sentiment is a little bit more in favor of the bulls than the bears for next week. We're seeing a lot more improvement in this market, and I'm really hoping to see a continuation, and NIO should be in the 22s, in my opinion, sometime next week. With that said and done, thank you all for listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. NIO to the moon, because the long-term future is very bright, and peace out.